Yeah, hi all. Good morning. Today we are going to learn functions. Okay, this is the most important thing in JavaScript, especially, of course, any programming language. Especially when it comes to the JavaScript, ob functions and objects are the most important. Like everything is end of the day, just remember the statement, end of the day, everything in JavaScript is an object. And the most of the things are related to the functions. Okay, no problem. We can talk about all the statements later. Today we can learn like how to create a simple function and what is the use of that function. So as we discussed yesterday, that function is specific to a task, like human body, like eyes have a specific task, and heart has a specific task, like it will do that specific task. Even if you like, as we discussed, suppose the car is there, clutch, brake, accelerator is there, so everything will do their job separately and properly. So let's create a simple function. So I'm writing, suppose if you want to create a function, you need to use the function keyword. It's a predefined keyword. So function just um, gives a name for that function. Suppose I'm just saying say hello. This is the simplest one. Already I have explained yesterday. And this is the parenthesis. You should provide the parenthesis. Why we need to provide, we can discuss. And and you should go with the curly braces. So this is a simple function. Okay, declaration. Okay, lot of statements are there. Function declaration, function definition, and functions are of different type. Arrow function, callback function, many things are there. So we are going to learn each and everything in detail. So just function keyword and the function name, you can give any name. Suppose you can give a triple X, or you can give a addition, like you can say define the circumferences, or mm, like square of that a number or something. So for as a beginner, this is a simple one. So if you declare like this, and in that, okay, what we understand, it should do a specific task. So this say hello will do a simple task, that is, whenever you call the say hello, it will execute, it will print hello and welcome to JavaScript. Okay, what it will do? It will print hello, welcome to JavaScript. That's it. That is the functionality of this simple function. And you can create another function. The function say bye bye. This is also another function. This function will do a specific task, that is, it will print whenever you call that function, it will say that, okay, bye bye, like see you tomorrow. Okay, and if you see, if you write the statement outside, I'm writing console.log, console.log, like starting of the program. And here, if you write console.log, end of the program. Okay, so here, whenever you declare any function, it doesn't execute directly. So if you see, if I run this program, that means if I open this thing in the browser, so just refresh, right click, inspect, go to the console. So if you see, you're able to see only start and end. So even you have defined the function like say hello or something. So if you just imagine, suppose if you want to apply the brake, okay, you should touch the brake because brake is already available in your car. But unless until you apply some pressure on the brake, it doesn't work. So if you want to give some acceleration, you should touch the accelerator, right? So this is also same. So this is the say hello. Already function is there. It is ready. He knows the uh, role, what he can do. But only thing is you should call him. Okay, you should call him. You should invoke him. You should wake up him. Just wake up and do this, do your job like that. So simple. What I'm doing, if you want, if already you have defined the function here, you already have defined the function, and now you can call the function like this. Okay, say hello. Okay, this is the function declaration and this is the function invocation. That means console.log start, it will go and it will execute that statement. But if you define this function, it doesn't execute directly. It doesn't execute directly. So if you want to execute this function, if you want to execute these lines of code, suppose right now we have only one line of statement, even you can write n number of statements here. Suppose if you want to execute this particular task, if you want to execute this particular task, you should invoke it, or we can say in a simple terms, you should call the function. So if you see, I call the function say hello, and you will get the output now. The refresh, hello, welcome to JavaScript. Okay, if you see, and if you want to say bye, if you want to execute this statement, definitely you should call the function. Say bye bye. So if you don't call the function, it doesn't execute. So you got this thing. The simple, right? Super simple. Here, the advantage of the functions is you can reuse that function. Because if you see, you have defined the function. Suppose you have a clutch, you have an accelerator, you have a brake. Okay, there is no rule that you should touch the accelerator only one time in a day, or you should use the clutch only one time per day. No, right? So whenever it is required, you can call that function. So say hello. Suppose if you want to say hello for 2 times, you can call that 2 times. Okay. If you want to say bye bye 3 times, no problem. So if you see, just this is the function invocation. This time also you should use the parenthesis. This is very, very important. When you are calling the function, you should make sure that it you need to use the parenthesis. This is the parenthesis. Okay. So fine. So I called say hello 2 times, say bye bye. Let me call 3 times. So if you see, just refresh. Because say hello got executed 2 times, say bye like bye bye 3 times. This is easy. And now, if you see, if you want to first say hello, and after that you want to say bye bye, and after say hello, you want to say bye bye, and suppose I'm just doing like that. So first it will execute, it will call this function. After that it will call this function. After that it will call this function. Okay, that means the because you have defined say hello in the first and say bye bye after say hello. Okay, there is no um, priority for anything like whether we need to give a high priority for a say hello, you need to give a low priority for say bye. No, so it will execute in the same order. Okay, how you are calling, because you can call the clutch, you can touch the accelerator, then go for a clutch, then accelerator, like that. Whatever it is required, you can call that. So now if you see, you will get the same order how you are calling. So bye bye, then hello, then bye bye, then hello, then bye bye. So that is your choice while you are designing something. So if you have defined some functions, so you can call any order. Okay, these are the simple example. So just give me the confirmation that whether you understood or not, so that we can write few more functions, different functions. So if anyone is watching the live, Just give me confirmation. Okay. Okay, only one person is watching. Like, I think most of the students join Microsoft Teams. That's a good thing. Okay, understood, everyone. So if I ask the question, you should everyone like if 10 students join, I need 10 responses, whether it's understood or not understood. Anything is fine for me. Okay. Hope you guys understood. Now, if you see, I'm going to write some different functions. Okay. This function is there. We understand this is a simple function. Like if you call this function, it will execute console.log hello welcome to JavaScript. Perfect, no problem. So now I'm going to create a very useful function. So I'm creating a function addition. What I'm doing, addition. So if you see, you can pass some values to the function. So just imagine, suppose if you um, for example, suppose one cook is there at your home. So you got the cook because they will come to your home in the morning like 8 o'clock. So what they will cook, you need to provide, like you need to provide vegetables and some other oils or something. Okay, just take some example. So if you give a vegetables and some oils and all the ingredients, then only they will prepare and they will hand over a good recipe to you. So cook is there. So but if you want, if you want a tomato curry, you should pass tomatoes and oil, suppose onions we can say. Okay, vegetables and onion, of course onions is also part of vegetable, but onions is mandatory. That's why you can suppose if you want tomato curry, you should pass tomatoes. We can I will explain how we can pass on all those things. So this is something means functions are of different types. Okay, few functions it doesn't return anything. Okay, if you say that, he will go and execute that statement, nothing. He don't come back to you, he don't give anything you to back. Suppose cook is there. Okay, cook is there. If you give a vegetables and onion some ingredients, he will prepare the he will prepare the food, where food equal to what he will do, he will add vegetables and plus onions. Okay, then it will the curry will be ready, and he should return that. Okay, he should return that food to you. Okay, so don't worry. Now in the same way we can write few functions, simple functions, so that it's easy to understand. So I'm writing a function addition. So if I want to do a addition of two numbers or three numbers, okay, normally what you will do, you will write var a is equal to 10, okay, and var b is equal to 20. You will do var sum is equal to a plus b. Okay, after some time you want to do addition of two different numbers. At the time what you need to do, again you need to assign a is equal to 30 and b is equal to 35. Okay, and sum is equal to, again you need to calculate a plus b. After some time, after writing hundreds lines of code, suppose if you want to do addition of few more numbers. So if you see this addition, what you are doing, you are giving a value and you are giving b value. So you are calculating sum of these two numbers a plus b. So it will calculate 30 and it will store in a sum. Again, if you want to do the same kind of task with the different numbers, again you need to assign new values to that a and b, and then if you do sum is equal to a plus b, it will a plus b will do the addition and it will store the value in sum. Again after some time, if you want to do another addition, suppose 25. And so that what you need to do, you are providing a new values, right? New values, and you are doing the same functionality, that is a plus b. So if you see here, you are doing this repetitive one, a plus b here also, a plus b here also, a plus b. So something you are calculating and you are writing same lines of code repetitively, so that instead of writing like this, what we are doing, what we are doing. So if you create a function and if you pass your values a comma b values to this function, he will calculate that and he will return the value. So if you see, okay, I can take the exact example so that we can understand easily. So where a is equal to 10, where b is equal to 20, even I'm removing this. So I have declared two variables and we have declared the function. Okay, what is the function? Suppose normally if you do, what we need to do, we need to call the function. We need to call the function. So if you do like console.log, what it is saying, okay, I am ready to calculate. He's ready to calculate, but he need the values. So that what I'm doing, observe carefully. Maybe if you're completely new to the programming functions, it will take some time to understand these things, but it's dead easy. So I will give some real-time examples also so that it will make easy. So addition. So you if you call it function, if you call this function, yes, it will say like say hello, also same, right? Say hello. It is just printing console.log. I am ready to calculate. The fine. But here, just execute this statement once, this program once, so that it's saying start. Whenever you call the function addition, I am ready to calculate end. That's it. But here you need to add some functionality to that function. How we are adding? So if you see, this function is ready to take the input. So I need some x value, I need some value, y value. So you can give any value. What I will do, I will do sum x plus 5. So if you provide x value to me and if you provide y value to me, I will do a addition and I will store that value in a separate variable. Okay, I will store separate variable. Instead of printing, I will return that value to you, the sum. Okay, so if you call this console.log statement, console.log, it doesn't return anything. So what is the importance of return? If you return something, what will happen? We can see now. Okay, right now I'm just removing this. So what is the functionality here? So suppose if you see, if you go to the juice shop, if you ask that I need a mango juice, what he will do? He will prepare the juice and he will return that juice to you. And if you go to any vegetable market, if you say that I need some half kg onions, okay, if you pay money, he will he will give that half kg onions to you, right? He will return that to you. So that is what the same here. So here I'm calling the addition and it is ready. It is ready. It is ready that okay, I have a x and I have a y, some memory I'm just allocating for you. If you give a your value, so x value 10 or y value 20, if you give that, I will calculate and I will return to you. So here I'm writing, I'm just how to pass the value. So here if you see, so if you even if you don't have, if you didn't declare the values, no problem. So you can pass values like this. So 10 comma 20. Then what will happen? What will happen whenever you call this function? Because say hello, we are not passing any values, and this say hello function is not expecting any values. No problem. It will do a simple task that it will go and execute hello, good morning, welcome to JavaScript. But here the addition, we are giving a specific task that addition. I will give a two values to you. One is x, another one is y. I will give a values for that. What you need to do, just do the addition and store that value somewhere and return that value to me. Okay, suppose if you see, if you write a return statement, return sum means it will return the value. Suppose like this, where sum is equal to a plus b. So you're doing a plus b, right? Once you do a plus b, what will happen? A value 10, b value 10, it will be 30 and it will store into sum. It will return into sum. It will assign that value to another variable. Here also, what we need to do, whenever if you see the return statement, you should prepare another variable to store that. So where the sum, suppose initially the sum is 0, just make it. So here, if you put sum is equal to addition of 10 comma 20, what will happen? What will happen? This function will calculate 10 plus 20 and it will store in the sum. Suppose if you see, if you have a confusion, just I will give a different name. So initially the output is 0 and whatever the value it has calculated, it will return. So that means whenever you call this function, it will do some calculation and it will return the sum. So 10 20, this 10 will store into x and 20 will store into y. Then this statement 10 plus 20 will be 30, will be assigned to the sum and you are returning the sum. That means you are returning the value is available in sum. So if you return that value, it will come to the output. Now you can see the output like this, console.log. So you can print the output. So definitely, if you have confusion that why we need to write like this, what the hell is happening here, okay, don't worry, I will explain with some simple example. In the paint, suppose we are writing simple function. Simple function and you are calling addition and you are passing like 10 comma 20. So if you see, okay, I will show you what is happening in the JavaScript runtime environment, execution context, those things tomorrow. Today we can understand some simple uh, example. So if you call the function called addition, so just imagine this function has a memory. This function is allocated some memory for x. Just imagine. So normally in JavaScript, the value initially is undefined. For right now, just make it empty to understand how the function is working and make other block y is like empty. By default, it will be undefined in JavaScript. So what you are doing when you call the addition, you are giving 10, right? So another variable is there sum. So it will allocate another memory for sum. The text is sum. Okay, we can see everything in a browser. Finish yours. Okay, sum. So x is available, some memory. Y is also available because if you define like this is also variable. X has some memory, y has some memory, sum is allocated some memory. But this is in some box because this is secure. This is only for this function. So now what you are doing, you're calling addition and you are passing value 10 comma 20. So then what will happen? Observe carefully. This is very, very important. So the value of 10, whatever the value you are giving, this value will store in a x. So now the value of x is 10. And again, your this value 20, 20 will store in y. Will store in y. Initially, these are undefined, undefined. This is also undefined. So when you assign the value, this value 10 will store in x. this 10 20 value will store in y. So and then where sum is equal to x plus 5. So what it will do, it will take value of x and value of y, 10 plus 20, and it will store in this sum. Okay, to store the sum. So then what you're doing, here, you are returning that sum. You are returning that sum. So he is a juice maker. He is the juice maker. Okay, juice maker. So he will return the sum. So normally people thought that, so he will hand over this memory to us. No, only thing is he will return the value only. So what it will do, it will return the value. So that you need to prepare some memory here outside. So if we return that value, so this 30 value will copy into that ball. Okay, then you you can take this value like console.log. Suppose we have given output, right? What is the output? We have allocated memory, right, for output. So this is the output. Initially the value is 0, or make it undefined. So what is happening? Addition of 10 comma 20. So this 10 is storing in x, this 20 is storing in y, and 10 plus 20 30, it is storing in the sum. Okay, and it is returning the value of that sum. The same thing happening here. So we have a output. That output is ready for us to take the value. So if you call this function, it will allocate x, it will allocate memory for y, it will allocate memory for sum, and it will copy 10 to x, it will store 20 into the y, and it will calculate that sum, and it will return to the output. So then you will get the output like 30. Okay, don't worry, we are going to take 10 to 20 examples so that you will understand. So if you see, you got the output 30. Okay, understood little bit, everyone? So if you call the function, so most of the people have confusion that, okay, how these are working internally. So I will show you how things are there in the execution context. So but this is a like rough explanation. So exactly how it is working, we are going to learn now. Understood? Okay, simple, very good. Now if you call this function one time, it will calculate 10 plus 20 and it will return to you. You got the output. Again, so I'm taking the same variable, but here I'm calling addition one more time. This time I will give a 25 and 50. Then what it will do? Again, it will call this function. Okay, you're calling the function second time. This is the first time and this is the second time. Just observe carefully here. Observe carefully. In the line number 29, we call that function one time, and line number 20, 33 also we call that function. So what this JavaScript engine will do now, so once you call the function, it will do this job, it will allocate the memory like this and it will return to you. After that, it will delete it. Mhm. So nothing will be available. So it has done the job and it has hand over that value to you. It is gone from the memory. Okay, again, what you are saying that I need to calculate one more time. I'm invoking that function one more time. Then again it will allocate memory for that function. Okay, and what is there? X is there, right? So it will allocate the memory for x, it will allocate memory for y, it will allocate memory for sum. Observe carefully. This is this is x, this is y. If you don't give any value, it will be undefined. So here the sum is also initially undefined. So again, what you are doing, you are calling addition of output is equal to addition of 25 comma 50. So what is your statement? Output is equal to 20. That what you are saying, whatever you calculate, please store that value in output, because if it is returning, that value will come and it will store in the output like 30. So here already we have a variable 30 that is there, still value is 30. So whenever you call this statement one more time, output is equal to addition of 25 comma 30 50, what will happen? Again it will store 25 into x, here 25, and 50 will store in y, and then it will calculate 25 plus 50, that is 75. Again what you are saying, you are saying return, then return means what it will do, it will copy this value 75 into again output. So previously the value is 30, previously the value is 30, and you are printing that value. After that you are calling this addition, right? And then you are storing the new addition value also in the same memory. No problem, because already we have printed that before erasing. So 20, now what will happen? This will store that 75 into the same memory outside. This is 75, and then you are saying that console.log of output, so it will print 75. Observe carefully here. You got right previously start, you call the function one time, you have provided 10 comma 20, it has calculated and it will return the value. And now you call two times. First time you have given uh, 10 comma 20, the second time you are giving 25 comma 50. So again you need to write console.log so that it will print one more time. So you have calculated 10 comma 20 and you have calculated 25 comma 50. So if you want to calculate one more time, so once it is done, observe carefully, once it is done, it will remove these things. This is very important what I'm drawing. So later I will show this thing in the execution context, call stack, in the memory, how it is happening. This is for simple explanation. So two times you called, first time the value of output is 30 and the second time the value of output is 75, and you are calling the third time, you are calling the third time the same thing, you're calling, that is called reusability, because the function is already there, function is already there. So if you call that function with different values, yes, it will calculate 70 and 30. Okay, then what will happen whenever you call this function addition, again JavaScript engine will allocate a memory for this function. What I'm saying, it will allocate memory for this function like this. This is called execution context. So I'm just coming closely to JavaScript runtime environment. What it is? This block is called execution context. Just remember this word, don't worry. We are just in the beginning stage. It will take some time to remember all these jargons. So this box name is called execution context, and it will allocate a memory for X, right? It will allocate memory for X. Initially, if you don't have any value, what I'm saying, it will be undefined. Now I'm doing exactly what it is, undefined, and it will allocate memory for Y. It will allocate memory for Y. That value of the Y is also undefined, because if you don't store anything, it will be undefined default. So again, we have another memory that is called sum. That is called sum. Is called sum. The value also undefined. Okay. Same thing. Whenever you call output addition of 25 comma 50, what happened? Now also it will do a same action. So now what you're doing, you're calling addition of 70 comma 30. Then it will store 70 into x. It will store 70 into x. So now the value of x is 70, and it will store 30 into y. This is very important. That's why I'm repeating 3 or 4 times. This is, it will store 30. And you are saying where sum is equal to x plus y. So it will calculate 70 plus 30 and it will store in the sum. Now the value of sum is 100. And now what you're saying return sum, so that okay, I have calculated, but please return that value to the person who called that function. So we call this function here, so it will return this 100. It will return this 100 from this memory to this memory, that is there. This is, now it is 100. It is 100. So if you do console.log output, so it will print 100 again. So just refresh. So if you see, you got 30, 75, 100. So every time we are storing in the same memory block, that is called output. Whenever you call addition, if you give 10 comma 20, it will store, it will calculate and it will store the value 50 comma 25 and 75 70 comma 30. So it will follow the same thing. So this is the reusability. So you have defined the function only one time. Okay, you can call, you can execute this function n number of times. That is your choice. But if function is returning something, if function is returning something, you should ready with a other variable to store that value. Otherwise, you can't hold that value. So that part we can take few more examples, but just remember the syntax. If it is returning something, you should ready with a memory variable. Okay, this is the simple example of addition. So now tell me, understood, or do you have any questions here? Just ping me yes or no. Of course, we are going to take 20 or 30 examples so that it will clear all the dots wherever you have small dots. Okay, only one person understood. Two, three. Okay, don't worry, it's very simple. So now I'm going to write a function for a different thing. So if you see, this is the start of the program. Console.log. So even if you have a confusion that in the function, if I use console.log inside the function or written, if you have a confusion now, just go with this one only. Just practice this one only with the function which returns the value. Later we can deal other ones. Suppose now for me, I need four functions. That is, one is for addition. Okay, one is for addition. So addition is also taking two values, that is x comma y. So it will do what is the what is the functionality of that function? It will do x plus y. It will x plus y, and after that it will return the sum. That's it. This is the simple functionality of the addition. Okay. And again, I'm defining one more function, subtraction. Subtraction. The subtraction also expect two values, x comma y. Just remember the memory allocation for this x and this x is different. Okay, I will show you that one. Right now, x comma y. It is also the functionality of this is where subtraction is equal to x minus y. So if you give any value to x, If you give any value to y, it will store that values and it will calculate subtraction and it will return that value subtraction to you. Fine. So in the same way, I'm going to write another function for multiplication. Multiplication. Okay. So here I'm giving value parameters x comma 5. These are the names for that memory allocation. So you can give any name. So no problem. And there is no conflict with other ones. So you have taken x and y. Raghu, here also I'm taking x and y, whether it will override, no problem. Because here we understand that, right? Whenever you call that, it will allocate the memory. Once it will return the value, once it will return the value, what it will do? It will delete everything from the memory. So again, whenever you call that, again it will create the block and it will allocate the memory. It will start executing. After completing that execution, it will gone. So how this is happening in the JavaScript runtime environment, of course, we are going to learn tomorrow. But here, this is for simple practice. And here, just allocate another one where some variable name is multiplication. Here, what it will do? It will do x multiply by y, and it will return the multiplication. Simple. So if you call this addition, it will return the it will if you give two values, it will add those two values, it will return. And again, here this is for different functionality that is called division. Division of two numbers. Simple. I'm defining like that. So here also I'm taking x comma y only. And here I'm providing where division value is x divided by y, and return division value. So right now I have four functions already. Okay, like suppose if you see for a vehicle, you have a clutch, you have an accelerator, you have a brake, you have some switch on button. So now your choice, whichever you want. So what I'm doing, but the always the thumb rule is if it is returning, you should ready with the other variable. So why we need to do like that? We are going to learn like coming in days. No problem, it's easy. So just for now, just remember that if it is returning something, you should get ready with another variable. So here what I'm doing, here I'm declaring the variables where um, addition value, where subtraction value, where multiplication out. Okay, otherwise if you are getting output, addition output, okay, subtraction output, multiplication output. Right now I'm making everything is just undefined, where division output, because maybe if you give a same names, you got some confusion initially. That's why. So all functions are ready now. So here what I'm doing, addition output. So what I'm doing, I'm calling the function called addition. If I provide the values like 20 comma 10, what it will do, it will calculate the addition and it will return and it will store the value here. So next one, subtraction output. What it will do, if you call this function called subtraction, this is subtraction, right? Subtraction. So if you give 20 comma 10, so it will do a subtraction here, and multiplication output. If you do that, if you go with the multiplication of two numbers, I'm giving same numbers 10 comma 20, and here division output equal to division of two numbers. Here I'm doing 20 comma 10. So what we are doing here, I'm calling the addition, I'm passing some values, I'm calling the subtraction, I'm passing two values, I'm calling the multiplication, I'm passing two values, I'm calling the division. So everything will do separately. So addition, first we are calling the addition. Just here, get ready. This is most important. This is most important. So of course I'm explaining a lot of things in the first day, don't worry. So whenever you see the program, you have four variables. That is addition output, subtraction output, multiplication output, division output. So it will allocate four memory blocks to you: addition output, subtraction output, multiplication output, division output. Okay, JavaScript engine. Then what you are doing here, you are calling addition of 20 comma 10. Whenever you call addition of 20 comma 10, what it will do, it will create the block. This block name is called execution context. Just remember this name, execution context. In that, of course, we have two things. That one is x, another one is y, another one is I. Like for addition, it's a sum. Okay, I'm writing x, I'm writing y here. So what is the name of that third memory? Sum, because you have defined like that. Just open that. What it is? X, y, and sum. So it will allocate in the same way. So you have given 20 here, and you have given 10 here, and it will calculate 10 plus 20 30, and you have written statement, return sum, and return sum, and you have provided addition output, right? So what it will do, it will calculate 30. Once you said return, suppose if this is for addition, this is for subtraction, multiplication, division, that output variables, so it will return this value into here. So this value will become 30. So once it is written the value, it will remove this. It will remove this. So it doesn't exist after that. So once you got the output, but line number 47, once you go to the line number 47, by the time it is already removed everything. So now what you're doing, again you're calling subtraction. So then it will go to the subtraction. Okay, what are the variables are there? X comma y and subtraction. So then it will create execution context, this block. Don't worry what it is, but just remember the terminology. What is that box? Execution context. Inside of that, it will allocate the memory for X, it will allocate memory for Y, it will allocate memory for that subtraction. Again, you have given two values 20, and this value is 10. It will calculate 10 plus 20, sorry, minus, right? So the output is 30, sorry, 10, sorry. So once that executed return means it will return this value to this memory. So the value of this now will be 10. This is addition output, this is subtraction output. So once it is completed, once you return that, once it executed that return statement, return subtraction, and then it will come out of this subtraction. And remember this point, it will remove all the memory which is allocated for that subtraction. It is also gone, nothing is there. That's why it will be gone, right? That's why before before it is removing memory from the browser, you should copy that into other variables. So how things are happening, we are going to learn tomorrow. The same thing for multiplication, same thing for division. So what will happen? So for this multiplication also, it will allocate the memory for x and y, and the variable name mul, and it will calculate 20 into 10, that will be 200, and it will return, and it will store the value here. 200, then it will remove this execution context. Gone. Again, whenever you call the division, again it will allocate the memory, that it will create the execution context, and it will create a memory, it will allocate memory for x and y and division variable, and it will do 10 divided by 20 divided by 10, it will be 2. So it will return that. So once it is copied properly here too, then it will remove this block also. So you have addition value, subtraction value, multiplication value, division value here. So that what you can do console.log console.log addition output. What is the value there? You can do console.log subtraction output there, and in the same way console.log multiplication output. Okay, and console.log division output. So if you have a confusion, just give a naming like ABCD, and addition value store in A, subtraction value store in B, multiplication value store in D and C or D, and then make it easy. Okay, so the important thing is, once you call the function, it will allocate the memory for those variables which are there inside the function. Once it is complete the task, it will remove everything from the memory. That is the most important point. So tomorrow, okay, now once again, you guys understood? So please write some functions like this. Okay, go with this kind of functionality. So just define a function, do some task, return that value. So now you have an idea. Okay, so if you want to calculate the what we can say area of a square, circumference of a square, or area of a rectangle. So for that, what you need some input, right? um, X direction, Y direction, what is the value of length and width of that, so that you can calculate it, so that you can start creating your own functions and try to execute it. Okay, so I think I have explained a lot of things, but don't worry. um, just start doing practice. Even if you struck somewhere, definitely I will help you. So now tell me, do you have any questions? Okay, maybe already 6:56. So yeah, just tell me understood or not first. Come, do practice. Definitely you will get lots of questions. Then we can discuss all these questions tomorrow. So but you should come up with these things, like you should create a function, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and how many times you want to call it. You can call 100 times or 20 times, that is your choice, and every time just give different values, you will get the different output and just print it. That's it. Okay, so yeah, see you tomorrow. That's all for today. And I'm saying every session from today, of course every day is very important until you retire. What I'm saying, until you retire, because every day we should learn. If you want to become a programmer or engineer, that is that is a mandatory. So even I have a 8 years of experience, still I need to learn. Even my manager has 18 years of experience, still he need to learn every day. So if you're not interested to do a practice, then you're out of the competition. Okay, bye bye. Hope definitely will do the practice. See you tomorrow. Don't miss any session. Please do practice and come up with more energy. Bye bye.